Welcome to Thursday Night Knives. I'm Bob DeMarco. Coming up, we're going to take a look at the Gentleman Junkie knife giveaway knife from Edgy American. We're going to take a look at three new knives in my collection, and I'm very excited to show those off. And then what are your do everything knives? We're going to talk about that. What are your do everything knives? Do you have those? I've discovered I have very few of those, actually. They're all kind of do everything, but that's not how I approach them. But I'm curious. I've always wanted to reduce and refine, as I've mentioned. It's always been a difficult thing for me. So I want to hear what your do everything knives are, kind of like not desert island knives necessarily, but the ones you count on the most. We're also going to be giving away this knife to any one of you lucky guys or gals who puts hashtag knife in the chat. Let me show this off real quick. This is the real Steel. What is this? The real, that's right, Resident. It's written on the blade, Bob, the real Steel Resident. This knife, I'm actually surprised didn't get more play or press. I just don't really know much about this blade. Sent to me by Dave of OG Blade Reviews. It is a fantastic knife. It's super light. This side is linerless carbon fiber. This side is titanium. The blade here is, D2, and it's got extremely excellent action. Here, let me use my right hand. It's just kind of better at it. Really cool sort of thumb stud there, thumb plate. Very easy to middle finger flick. So this is going to be given away tonight. Oh, also hidden lanyard post here. Beautiful blue anodized standoffs, the whole 9 yards. It's a really cool knife. The Resident F15. We're going to be giving this away later tonight, maybe around 11:15 or something like that. Just put hashtag knife in the comments, and I'll be mentioning it over and over as I do every time we give away a knife. Marco, how's it going, sir? Evening, Bob, Jim, and Junkies, he says. Good evening to you, sir. Hope you're doing well and enjoying this weekend evening. Carino1, how's it going, sir? Good evening, Jim, Bob, and fellow junkies. Not sure if I have an EDC do everything, but my kitchen do everything knife is a 9-inch Dexter Velo Santoku. Not offended if you laugh. Why would I laugh? I don't know about Dexter Velo. I'm not sure what that is, but Santokus are cool, and 9 inches sounds like the perfect size. Mayor of Chrisville, good to have you here, sir. Put the glasses on. My do everything, I have a crap load of blades, is still my 20-year-old Traumatina 18-inch machete. It's really all you truly need in Florida. That's great. Traumatina, those are great machetes. We have a couple here. One of them has a sculpted handle. The other one fits my wife's hand perfectly, so she keeps it in her under her desk with some other assorted goodies in case someone comes in the house while she's working. OG Blade Reviews, nice to have you here, sir. Evening Thursday Night Knives Junkies, Bob and Jim. Dave, good to have you here, man. I guess a true do-it-all would have to be the knife that's also a metaphor for one tool that does it all. Swiss Army knife. Mine is the Swiss Champ, gifted to me. Oh, that is a do-all knife. On my 40th birthday by by a German friend of mine. How cool. OG Blade Review. So he's had that knife for about a year, and man, let us know how it does as you move forward. But the Swiss Champ, that's the real big chunky thick one, isn't it? Trent Costello, how you doing, sir? Yours was one of my favorite comments. You'll see that you saw on Wednesday's midweek supplemental, or is it the one that's coming up? He says, my workhorse is a Spartan Blades Alala, or however Alala is spelled, but I never worry about it as I have, oh my gosh, let me start this again, Trent. My workhorse is a Spartan Blades Alala, or however Alala is spelled, but I never worry about it. I have opened many food cans with it, stabbed it through an enclosed trailer to run taillight. Wow. Yeah, I mean, you know what? I'm betting that a lot of our knives are capable of doing such things. But it's always nice when you know it's capable of doing such things. For me, I rely on other people telling me because, I baby my knives. Ground Fog, good to have you here, Ground Fog. Always a pleasure, sir. Your creepy logo. I always love it. Doug Bowl, how you doing, Doug? It's great to have you with us, Doug. Hi, Bob and Jim, he says. Hello to you. Doug has given me some super cool things over the past couple of years. And this is one that, oh, this is the gift that keeps on giving, a blackthorn walking stick. It is so cool. And it's also about 4.5 feet tall. So it rests right here. It makes you look kind of sage and wise when you use it. James Hart, nice to have you here, sir. Wait. Yeah, it's not a bad evening. I had a toad strangler of a I had a toad strangler of a rainstorm earlier, even some hail. Wow. I'm sorry to hear that. Hail, man, hail is a little weird and creepy to have ice falling from the sky in the middle of the summer, especially ice that could knock you clean out or put a hole in your windshield. Doug Bowl says, Bob, I got the ShivWorks Disciple Double Edge and Orange Trainer. That sounds so cool. Carry concealed 2 o'clock vertical right side of the pants with belt. That sounds awesome. I do like ShivWorks knives. I only have the clinch pick, but I like all the other ones too. I like the push dagger too. Doug Bowl says, also salutations Thursday night junkies. Well, Doug, we all appreciate you, sir. Have a nice day. Good to have you here. Good evening, Junkalos, he said. I'm currently working on a machine and it's being difficult. Any knife I carry is my do-everything knife. I like that attitude. That's kind of how I feel about it. Though some knives sometimes, and I'm talking about particularly fine-pointed clip points, are not clip points, particularly fine-pointed everyday carry sort of fixed blades. Yes, those are not do everything for me. Sorry, I had to silence my notifications there. Sword XXXY, good to have you here, Sword. Good day, Bob, Jim, and Junkies. Well, good evening to you, sir. It's good to have you with us. Matt Lamana. Buonasera, Bob. Good to have you here, Matt. I just finished watching that movie Nonas with my family. Good movie. Jimmy Notes and Junkies. Still, I like Jimmy Notes. That's good. That's a good, that's his mobster name. Hey, Jimmy Notes, come over here. Still looking for my do-it-all blade, but what gets it done 90% of the time currently is a TKell Combatant. Yes, sir. And an off-grid Stinger XL. 2 great knives. One or both with me every day. Matt, those are 2 great choices, man. Craig Vincent, nice to have you here with us, Craig. Let's see, he says, evening, Bob, Jim, and Junkies. My do-everything knife is my Cold Steel SR1. Light, clip point. Yes, those are sweet. I have the SR1 Light Tonto. I love that knife. It kind of rides in my bag all the time. It's nice and light. I can do just about everything with that, from peel a potato to baton through the earth's crust. Craig, I like the cut of your jib, sir. Baton on. Terminator Joe, how you doing, sir? You inspired a purchase just this week that I'll be showing off here shortly. Hello there, fellow junkies and legionnaires. Hope you're doing well, Terminator. Michael Elliott, how you doing, sir? Good evening, Bob, Jim, and fellow junkies. Michael was the winner of last week's knife, and it couldn't have been a better knife going to the right guy, because Michael, not only is he a great designer of tactical fixed blades that you can carry on you every day, but he is an expert in Pakiti Tertia and other forms of Filipino martial arts. So he got the Doug Markida designed 511 Talon from last week, a really cool, what's the thing called? Karambit, sorry. So that was really well done. This week, if you want to win a knife, hashtag knife in the comments. You can win this D2 titanium and carbon fiber deep carry pocket clip. Awesome clip point or drop point steel will resident tonight. Benedict Odie, nice to have you here, Ben. Good evening, all. Bob and Jim. Lately, I'm on a Demco 80 20.5 stint. So, Ben, I got a 20.5. It was offered to me by Demco Brothers, by the Demco Brothers, and I said yes, I want it, and I already had a 20, an 80-20 in clip point, so I said give it to me in that shark's foot, and man, so I'm never going to get rid of that knife because it has sentimental value and it was a gift. But I really always wish I got the clip point. I just don't like the shark foot. It is just, I just don't like that blade. But I love the knife because of what it means. Michael Elliott, my go-to do it all knife is my SOCOM Elite Auto. So funny you should mention that knife. I got the SOCOM Elite Auto right here. I pulled it out because possibly one of my friends, Steve, will be here. He's a gentleman junkie, and he's been asking me about a full size out the side. And full size, he means 4-inch blade, and this is the only one I can think of. I think the TR4 might also be a 4-inch blade, but this one is just so sweet. This I got in a trade with Dave of OG Blade Reviews. Lots of OG Blade Reviews blades in the house. Donald Fry, nice to have you here, Donald. He says, evening, Bob, Jim, and fellow junkies. Don't know if I have anything at all that I'd consider my do-everything knife. In the kitchen, it would be my Wüsthof 8-inch. Nice knife. I have a Trident, Wüsthof Trident 10-inch, and that was always my favorite knife until other knives came along, but it still has a prominent spot on my knife block. Northern Knives, good to have you here, sir. I received something outstandingly cool from Northern Knives yesterday. Mike, since I have you in person, thank you so much. I'll be showing this off in a little while. It is so cool. If you guys liked the Mac, the multiple animal knife, this is a equally cool but quite different knife for similar purposes, no doubt. But man, it's cool. I'll show it to you in a minute. It'll leave a little suspense. Ken Hack, nice to have you here, Ken. Good evening, folks. Hashtag knife. He's saying hashtag knife because he wants to win the Resident, the really cool carbon fiber and titanium frame lock with D2 blade and loop over carry pocket clip from Real Steel. A gift to you through Dave, or through me from Dave. Karen Slavin, nice to have you here, Karen. Hello, all. Hashtag knife. She wants the Resident as well. Well, hopefully everyone's lucky tonight. James Hart says, good evening, James. A good evening to you, sir. My Swiss Army Deluxe Tinker. What a great knife. Mora Classic #2. I like the #2. That's the one with the double quillions and the single quillion and the red wooden handle, right? Mora Heavy Duty Companion and the Mora 511. Pretty much all the chores and eating with. Ooh. And eating with, yeah. Well, I mean, we all know that the Scandi grind cuts really great, and it does an awesome job on meat. Plus, the blade is thin overall, so it glides right through. We have Byron with us, Splitting Slices. How you doing, sir? Howdy, Bob, Jim, and Junkies. Thursday Night Knives. Excuse me. Huge kudos to Shane at Edgy American Blades for the Gent Junkies giveaway knife. Yep. It's going to be awesome. Gentleman Junkie giveaway knife is pretty damn sweet this month. I mean, they're always sweet. That's how it's been, and I'd like to keep it running that way. Fred Ferbemeyer, how you doing, Fred? Hello, Bob. He says hello to you, sir. Hope you're doing awesome. Doyle Ammo, good to have you here, Doyle. He says hey, and I say hey back. Is that a cat? That is weird. Ron Meeg, nice to have you here, Ron. I was doing everything with the Tops El Pionero. That's a great do-everything knife, isn't it? Now I use the Kaiser Hidden Agenda Dagger. That's a cool one. That's a cool little one. Reminds me a little bit of the OSS style lapel knives and that kind of thing. Look at the trees. Nice to have you here. Look at the trees. My do-everything knives are my Nepalese 10-inch kukri or a Condor Bolo machete. Again, I like the cut of your jib, sir, or a Swiss Army Camper. The Camper. Which one is the Camper? I think it's a pretty minimalist Swiss Army knife, if I'm not mistaken. But that big Bolo, yeah, that's cool. Timothy Chadwick, nice to have you here, Timothy. Yes, Thursday Night Knives. Greetings to Bob, Jim, and the Junkies. Timothy, a hail and hearty greeting back to you, sir. Hope you're doing well. We have Mr. Ken Reed. Ken, good to have you here with us. Good evening, Jim, Bob, and Junkies. My fixed blade do-it-all is my Becker BK19 Nesmuk style. Oh, that sounds cool. do-all folder right now is the Manix 2 Lightweight in Spy 27. Ken, I know Spy 27 is one of the many, many, many exotic steels that Spyderco offers with an awesome heat treat. But what are the unique selling propositions of Spy 27? What's special about Spy 27? Let me know. Split and Slices says, my do-all knives are the Cold Steel Recon. I believe yours is the drop point, right? 1,2, a Recon 1. 2, the Off-Grid Knives Ridgeback. That's a great knife. 3, the Rosecraft Appalachian Jack with small pry. Oh, right, at the pommel. I always wanted one of those. I always thought those were cool. El Cap Addict. Good to have you here, El Cap. Hi, Bob, Jim, and everyone. My do-everything knife is the Cold Steel Recon 1. Awesome, awesome knife. I carried mine 2 nights ago. Once I got home from work, for some reason, I just popped that sucker in my pocket, took it to the pool, whole 9 yards. Love that knife. Knives are life, says howdy. Knives are life. Great to have you here, man. And I agree, and howdy. Paul Mills, nice to have you here, Paul. He's waving to me. How you doing, man? I'm waving to you. Hope you're doing well. I think I left a couple of knives off of the run of show, but I got some cool ones from Sabibi this week too. Victor Blades, hello, Bob. Hello, Junksters. Got the email. I appreciate you, Paisan. My pleasure, man. Thanks for showing it off. And guys, check out his channel on YouTube. He did a great short. I just checked out today, and I subscribed. Terminator Joe, also check out his YouTube channel. Workhorse knife folder, Cold Steel 5 Max, fixed blade. It's between the D-Bag Big Jim Bowie and the D-Bad 12-inch Preacher. Those D-Bad knives are really cool. He makes some really, Donnie B all day designs some pretty cool knives. Brown Sugar 0069. Good to have you here, Brown Sugar. Hello, Knife Junkie. Hello to you, Brown Sugar. You could be winning this tonight. #knife. That's all you need to do. I want to see how many people we can get in the chat signing up for this. #knife. It is really cool. Titanium, frame lock, D2, carbon fiber, a beautiful knife. Awesome action. Timothy Chadwick says, do everything knife. The Dawson Knives Marauder XL for the moment, at least. I love it. That's a deep cut. I like Dawson knives. Dawson knives are pretty sweet. All right. We need to ramp up the #knife here. So everyone put it in there. If you don't want it, you can give it to someone and look like a hero. It's got all the paperwork and the box and the whole 9 yards. Seth Lang, nice to have you here, Seth. Hello, all, he says. Great to be with you. It's great to have you with us, man. My folders I rely on for dirty jobs or routine tasks are usually Serge Panchenko knives, EDC, Real Steel OEM, or my PM3 in Crewwear. Fixed is the Pearson Titan Mini. I don't know what the Pearson Titan Mini is, but I got to say, Panchenko and PM3 for dirty jobs. You're a classy guy, Seth. That's pretty cool. Adrian Fighter 35. Good to have you here with us, sir. Good evening, Bob, Jim, and fellow junkies. Hope y'all are good. We are good. Hope you and yours are good. My do-everything knife is probably the SR1 Lite. It's a knife, pry bar, screwdriver, mini chopper, paperweight, etc. And I got to say, I know it's not a popular take, but triad locks can be fidgety. They can, they're when they're this big, they're a little not dangerous, but you got to be aware of what you're doing. On almost all cold steel knives, if you put your finger at the very front of the finger well, it will stop. The blade will stop as it drops down on the tang, not on the blade, keeping your finger safe. Marcus G503. Good to have you here, Marcus. That's a cool picture. Good evening, Bob, Jim, and all you knife junkies. Marcus, it's a pleasure, man. Good to have you here with us. Trent says that Laredo Bowie be looking good. Here, let me pull it up here. Oh, yeah. Look at this. I love this thing. I forced a patina on it years ago. I'm not sure what the steel is. I wonder if it says, no, it says, I pretty much obliterated the tang markings. I can just barely see Cold Steel Taiwan. And then I know it says Laredo there, but I can't really make it out. Don't know what the steel was. Maybe it was the SK5. Not sure, but that zero ground swedge is just wickedly cool. Plus, I lucked out. Well, I got this years ago, and I got it with the leather sheath. Still wish they made the Laredo with the leather sheath, and I wish they still made the Nachas with the leather sheath. Anthony Rollins, nice to have you here, Anthony. Cold steel spike with a leather wrapped handle. That's awesome. I love those cold steel spikes. John Schaaf, good to have you here, John. Hello again, Bob and gang. Hello again, John. Pleasure having you with us. Lone Star Dowboy, how you doing, Lone Star? I rotate all my knives equally with a different 2 every day. However, I practice with my Flytanium Lucha and cold steel Karambit trainer every day. That's cool. That's cool. The Flytanium Lucha. So that is a Kershaw Lucha. I think it's in your profile picture. Kershaw Lucha with Flytanium handles. Pete Davidson, nice to have you here, Pete. Good day, Bob, Jim, boys and girls. How's it? My dual knife at the moment is a global 11 centimeter paring knife. I can cook with it, eat food with it, and slice the stuffing out of anything near my feed bowl. Yes, that's the spirit, sir. I like that. And a paring knife, let's face it, paring knife is about as innocuous as you can get. No one's going to freak out over a paring knife. So maybe the cops in certain situations. John Schaaf says, believe it or not, my ProTech SBR is a little beast. Yes, the little, the short, not short barrel rifle, but short bladed rock eye. That's what that stands for. Gary Bucco, nice to have you here, Gary. Hey, Jim, Bob, and fellow blade aficionados. That's what we are. And every day, do everything knife for me would be a cold steel large Vaquero Voyager drop point. Here, sir. I find the Voyagers to be excellent do-all knives. They're big. They're bigger than, they're bigger than most folding knives, but at the same time, they're easy enough to wield and manage. And they're wickedly sharp and also very cool. Pete Davidson says, most of my preferred chefs and kitchen knives have Kydex sheaths now, making them very mobile. That's cool. God bless Ed Calderon for introducing us to pocket carry paring knives, no doubt. There was a while where everyone was going nuts over the, what's her name? Frontier lady, frontier wife, frontier woman, pioneer woman. Blades, and I tried to get one, and they had changed the design, and not as cool. Now, Scott says, good evening to all you fine people. Scott, it's awesome having you here with us, sir. You, sir, count yourself among the fine. The Maroney, nice to have you here, Maroney. Hey, all, he says. Hey to you, sir, and your lovely family there. Split and Slices says, hello, all, in and out tonight, trying to get a new computer set up while listening on the TV. Oh, man, that can be a maddening task, but good luck to you, man. Maybe someone in the chat can help if you've run into issues. Look at the trees, says Swiss Army Camper has a saw and Phillips screwdriver instead of the corkscrew. All right, cool. Can opener, awl, and 2 blades. That's like a perfect combination. I love their saw. The only thing that would make it better is their scissors, but I love their saw and I love their Phillips screwdriver. Where is my, I put it away. I had my Tinker here. No, which is the one, what's the other very common one? I think it's a Tinker with the nice round Phillips screwdriver on the bottom. Pete Davidson says, this point of view has really changed my point of view on an EDC knife. Oh, yes, the carrying of the paring knife. Yeah, I mean, it opens the door to so many other types of knives. I got some right here, like pocket carry fixed blade knives. Victor Blade says, I don't know if it's my do-it-all, but lately it's the one I grab the most. The American Blade Works Model 1 titanium and carbon fiber. I find it to be a perfect EDC, just the right size, very slicey and fidgety. No doubt. I love the Model 2. I like the Model 2 even better than the Model 1, even though the Model 1 is awesome and arguably more useful because it has more of a point. But I still like that number 2. It looks like a work of Art Deco magic. No, of Art Deco design. Todd Carr, good to have you here, Todd. Spy 27 is a proprietary steel from Spyderco. Oh, that makes sense. Spy falls between S35VN and S45VN in performance and attributes. Okay, I can sort of understand what that means. Thank you, thank you, Todd. Appreciate that. Five Door, nice to have you here, Five Door. Greetings, Bob, Jim, and Junkies. Do everything, most everything I carry. The 0640 from ZT and Emerson, yes. XM18, awesome knife from Rick Hinderer Knives. And the Medford 187 jumped to mind, though. 187. I think I know what that is. It's the 187. 187. Pete Davidson says, and God bless the Knife Junkie for all the entertainment and introducing us to people like Ed Calderon. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. Mike says, Mike, good to have you here, Mike. Gotta say the love my Demko 8020. It's my EDC. I got to say I love my I see. I have a little typo there. 8020 is friggin' awesome. Do you have one with a machine ground blade or with a whatchamacallit blade, hand ground blade? Five Door says, hey guys, bang, bang. So shaking hands, pressing the flesh, working the room. Will B, nice to have you here, Will. Evening, Bob, Jim, and Junkies. Good evening, Will. Hope you're doing well. Alakai Torres, nice to have you here, Alakai. That hashtag knife will make an excellent gift for my son who just became a father. Alakai, congratulations on being a grandfather, and congratulations to your son for becoming a father. It's great. It's great. It's great. It's great. I love being a father, especially to two awesome girls. So congratulations to you, sir. Northern Knives says, right now, my do everything knife is a 3-dog knife prototype folder to make notes and changes. Other than that, I find my XM18 in my pocket a lot. That's cool. You showed me. We got a quick glance of that prototype knife when we did the interview extras for Patreon after our interview, and I am very excited to see that. Maybe I'll show, since you're hot in the I'll show the 3-dog knife now that I got from State of the Collection. But first, Trent Costello says, hashtag knife. If I win, I want to pass it to whoever wins next week. Nice surprise. They get 2. How cool is that? It's kind of like the pay it forward thing at Starbucks. Except for me, I'm like, we're ending this right here. Just kidding. Jennifer Reed, nice to have you here, Jennifer. And I love your picture. I am a sucker for backlit trees. I have a painting from a guy I follow on Instagram, or followed before I got kicked off. Reminds me of that. So anyway, Jennifer, nice to have you here. Happy Friday evening. Friday Eve. I received my Kaiser Ice Buddy a couple of months ago, and I use it for everything. Ooh, wait, what's the Ice Buddy? I don't know what that is, Jennifer. All right, let me show this off real quick. This is a knife just sent to me from Mike at Northern Knives and 3-Dog Knife. 3-Dog Knife is the in-house custom brand of Northern Knives. They make these incredible knives. We gave one away last month, this month. And this is a different model. This is called the Riot. It comes in this beautiful Scout Carry sheath. I mean, this knife is awesome, and that sheath is amazing. Look at that. Recurve Tonto. It is a real nice chunk of knife. It feels so good in hand. And I got to say, I know that it trends towards the outdoors. Mike does not, 3-Dog Knife does not shy away from making outdoor Tontos. And I would venture to say this is both an outdoor Tonto and a self-defense knife as well, because it's got that wicked forward, super sharp forward front, highly penetrative, and then it's got this recurve straight section here. I guess that's a contradiction in terms. It has the recurve main cutting surface. Feels so good in hand. And where is the... Oh, the box is over there. I'm sorry. But it does come with one of these. This is from my Mac knife, but it does come with a dog tag that hangs right here, and it gives you all the information, what what the knife is made out of, what it's called, where it's made, when it's made, and all of its components. Look at this thing. This is so cool, so wicked. It feels great in hand. It's just a hand-filling black micarta handle with the Anzo pattern in it. And just a wickedly cool scout knife to me. It's like a scout knife, especially since it's built to ride in scout position. Look at that. That beautiful sheath next to that gray black handle looks so awesome. Three Dog Knife Riot. Thank you so much, Mike. I appreciate it and love it. And I look forward to checking it out, carrying it around, and seeing what it's all about. Oh, let me pull this up real quick. All right, Ed, nice to have you here, Ed. What's up, fellow junkies? Some of mine are the Ontario Rat 2, great knife, 80-20.5, the QSP Hawk, and the Monterey Bay Knives Mini Old Guard. I love the look of that old guard. Excuse me. I love the way it looks. Timothy, cool shirt, Bob. Thank you very much. Thanks for noticing. My wife got this for me years ago. Yes, cool shirt, says Scott. Thank you. As we are running into August, I was like, I better wear that shirt before the season is over. I wore this on my 50th birthday, and not too many other times since, but I really dig it. So tonight it comes out. Ron Meeg says, I used to carry in front of waist, but after getting surgery, I can no longer carry a knife where I used to. Ron, does it hurt there, or does it rub up against a scar and bother you or something like that? Will B says, my do everything knives are my Grimsmo Norseman and Spyderco Military 2 Crew Carta. Yeah, what a Military 2. I need to get myself one. I use them for everything and for anything and everything. Yeah, Crewware is an incredible steel, and that I'm not surprised you use those for everything. No, actually, I am surprised about the Grimsmo. But again, as I mentioned with the Three Dog Knife Riot, recurve tantos are incredibly useful blade shapes, I gotta say, and that's not so dissimilar to the exaggerated recurve tanto that you find on the Grimsmo Norseman. Marcus says, love my Spyderco Manix 2XL. Ooh, yes. It's like a pocket barong. I love that thing. Terminator Joe says, does an all-purpose knife, the type of knife for cutting wood, Amazon packages, meat, and can also chop wood and protect you from bears and zombies? Yes, I think a do-all knife should do all those things. Maybe the chopping, like for instance, if I use this, I could chop wood with it a little bit, thin wood, baton with it and everything. Jock's Knife, how's it going, sir? It's great to have you here with us. Good friend of the show. Been a gentleman junkie forever. It's really good to have you here, man. Good evening, Bob. Catching a live stream for the first time in an age. I do love my Tops El Pionero as my favorite all-arounder. What a great knife. The El Pionero was just mentioned before you came on, Jock. Look at you looking like a stud with your dog. I know you love your dogs. But if you don't love your dogs, there's something wrong with you, right? Anyway, nice to have you with us, Jock's Knife. Todd says, dedicated yard work knife is the Cold Steel SR Light. So we've heard this a couple of times. A lot of people love the SR Light. Otherwise, my most carried and used is my Cold Steel 8010. But I always carry several knives at once. I have that 8010. I love it. I got one of the hollow ground ones early on, and I'm psyched about that. Ed says, yeah, Ed Calderon also has that mysticism about him that makes any knife he carries cool. Yeah, he does have a mystique to him, I would say. He's one of those guys that's been there and done that in the most harsh of ways, I guess. The Moroni says, I'm absolutely loving my White Mountain Knives exclusive Kaiser Banish XL in Rex 45 steel. Love that Rex 45. Yes, it's a non-stainless steel, but it's so sharp and holds an edge forever. Yes, and great patina on the Rex 45. Use it to cut some steak or something, pork chops, something like that. You'll get a great patina on it. Pete Davidson says, I was late to the paring knife trend, but I found the global brand Oh, Global, a great alternative to Victorinox. They lend themselves well to cord wrap and have great weight and thickness for harder cuts. Global has a weird shaped handle, right? They're the all metal. It's like kind of a single piece of metal, right? I remember they were very big in the early 2000s. Is that the same knife we're talking about? G-Ball Vision, nice to have you here, G-Ball. What's up, everyone? Love y'all. Well, we love you, G-Ball. G-Ball, doing an offer tonight. I want to show this because we need more people to put hashtag knife in the comments. This is the Steel Will Resident D2 blade steel, wickedly sharp. You've got a linerless slab of carbon fiber and a really light and beautifully done titanium frame lock side. I can't, for some reason, I'm not great on my left hand tonight, but really nice knife, incredible action. You've got the deep carry pocket clip and those anodized blue standoffs. This thing is awesome. Thanks to Dave of OG Blade Reviews, I get to give this to you tonight. So hashtag knife, everyone, in the comments or in the stream, hashtag knife. I want to give this to you. You know who you are. You and you and you. I want you all to have this. But that's not going to happen. Only one of you will. So put your name in there because you can't win if you don't play. Hero Sticks, nice to have you here, Hero. Evening and cheers, Bob, Jim and Junkies. Best live of the week. I love hearing that. Thank you, man. Put wind right in my sails. John Schaaf says, should the do-all knife also be able to perform an impromptu surgery? Yes. Yes. I'm going to say yes. Even if it's a big knife, like the 4 Max or the 5 Max, as mentioned earlier. Yeah, you could do emergency surgery with this. It might be a little cumbersome, but do this so you can control the depth that it goes into the skin and then just, yeah, yes, it should be able to. Over Under Pull, nice to have you here, Over Under. Another great night, Junkies. Looking good, bro. Well, thank you, sir. I got my cool shirt on, figured Thursday night. Why not? Lone Star Dowboy says, recently had dialogue with Rolando Escotada about shorter bowies 6 inches and under. Forgot to ask what is the sweet spot optimal range for a bowie regarding bowie combatives. That's about a 10-inch blade, Lone Star. So something like this, which I had out, that's just about perfect for bowie combatives. That's about a 10-inch blade, 9.5, 10 inches. Yeah, you're good to go. I know they go larger, but I think that's the sweet spot, 10. And then nice on this one, really nice neutral coffin-shaped handle is always a good thing. Let's see. Ron Dobbins, nice to have you here, Ron. Knife Junkie, hello. Hello to you, man. Good to have you here with us, as every week. Scott says, great sheath on the Riot. Oh, man, it is a great sheath. Look at that. Beautiful, sumptuous leather. I just love this colored tan, especially next to that cool gray. It's like warm and cool. You get the contrast. Wyoming Adventures. That sounds nice. Nice. Well, wow. That's a beautiful, beautiful knife, he says. Wyoming is such a beautiful state, at least the places I've been. So cheers to you, sir. Matt Maurer. Good to have you here, Matt. Looks like it wanted to be a chopper, but changed its mind last minute into something better. That's funny. Which one? Are you talking about this? I think you might be talking about this. Yeah. Dramatic blade. I love this. I love this thing. That would be a great outdoor knife. Yes, indeed. Yes. Well, it is. I mean, Three Dog Knife is out of Anchorage, Alaska, and a lot of hunters and outdoorsmen up in Alaska. So everything they do has that in mind. But a lot of what they do also has self-defense in mind. John Schaaf says, looks like you can baton the stuffing out of that. No kidding, man. Wyoming Adventure says, you would split some campfire wood with that knife. Yes. Yeah, you would. It's nice and thick. Nice and thick. I want to make sure that, okay, cool. Mike says, I saw you posted the new concept bison knife. How do you like it? I love it. Actually, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I love it. I love it. I just don't know where it is right at the moment because I know it's not over there and I don't think it's on my dresser. So where the hell is it? That's disconcerting. That's going to drive me nuts now. But I love it. It's awesome. I had to check in with Dave, see how he liked it. He loved it. So yeah, I knew I would like it. Trent Costello says, Three Dog Knife was awesome, but the sheath was amazing. Yes, I agree. Really nice sheath. Strings, how you doing, brother? What's up, brother Bob, Jim, and Knife Junkies, he says. My do-everything knife would have to be my Bark River Upswept Skinner. It's a great knife for boxes, work, EDC, food prep, convex perfection. I love Bark River Knives' convex. Very nice. Ron Dobbins says, I ordered the Kunwu Excalibur in black DLC with Zercuti kit clip. That sounds awesome, Ron. Trying to remember what the Excalibur is. I don't remember which one, but I know that Kunwu knives are all cool. All the ones I've seen are really cool looking. So nicely done. Split and Slices says, sweet outdoor Tonto Northern Knives / 3 Dog Knife. Yeah. Yeah, like I said last week, I don't know why Tontos aren't featured more as outdoor knives. They seem like they'd be really good outdoors knives, but that's speaking as a guy who's, you know, hasn't been camping in over 20 years. G-Ball Vision says, oh, my do-everything knives. SE6? Hell yeah. I need to get an SE6. I do, with the top switch. Scallywag Tactical Wanderer 154 cm Tour. You say Tour. Does that mean that Tour designed it or did they OEM it? 8020 Tie 3V. Quiet Carry Shallows Vanax. Very cool. Quiet Carry makes some cool knives. And they're quiet in the knife world, which I always thought was kind of apt naming. Ron Meeg says, yeah, rubs on the spot where I had 45 staples. It's 21 days ago, Friday. Oh, damn. Okay, so it's still very fresh. So in the future, you might be able to move that knife back there. But for now, hope you're on the mend and take good care of yourself, sir. You've come this far. It's, yeah, it would suck to not heal fully. So take good care of yourself, man. Doug Bull says, Bob, my do-all knife is the windless 18-inch antique Bowie. I'm not surprised, Doug. That sounds awesome. With a brass strip on the spine, I was able to break pork ribs with it and no damage to the strip. How cool. I always thought, well, first of all, windless makes cool stuff. 18-inch, that means the blade is probably 12 inches and the handle is 6 or something like that. But I always liked that brass strap for maybe catching knives and chipping them or breaking them or just being able to manipulate them. Will B says, I caught myself using my Norseman as a scraper at work, scraping adhesive off of wooden cutting dies on the machine I run. Oh my God, dude. Well, that's cool. Use your stuff. And I have no doubt that that Norseman can handle it. Terminator Joe says, that shirt reminds me of Tommy Vercetti, GTA Vice City. That's funny. Tommy Vercetti. Hey, I'm Bobby DeMarco. Hey. Yeah. I like it. Maybe I should cultivate that image. Pete Davidson says, I'm never too far away from a Swiss Army knife. K390 Police. I love that. I want to get one of those. And an 01 Trailmaster. Yes, sir. Trailmaster would definitely have to be on my list of do everything knives. Such a great knife. Victor Blade says, Snap Tiger shirt, huh? All right, I guess I'm going to have to put on my fire-breathing Komodo dragon shirt now. Victor, let's make it a thing. Let's make it a thing, Victor. Absolutely. Miranda Wilmore, nice to have you here, Miranda. Hey, all, she says. Well, hey to you. Hope you're doing well with strings by your side. 88 GTA. Speak of the devil. Hey, Bob, Jim, and Junkies. Just saying hi. Love the Hawaiian shirt. #knife. Thank you, 88 GTA. Hope you're doing great. And thanks for the compliment. G-Ball Vision says #knife for El Cap. Okay. All right. So El Capitan, right? So if you win, it'll go to him, I take it. Sean Clark, nice to have you here, Sean. Good evening, Bob, Jim, and Junkies. I'm excited. My Bobby Reigns 2 Rainmaker is on its way. Be here Saturday. I'm pumped. Oh, you're pumped and I'm jealous. I'm jealous. Oh, I hate that. The green-eyed monster raises its ugly head. I'm not envious. It's not like I don't want you to have one. It's just I want one too. So I got to get off my ass and get one of those things. Anthony Chayman, good to have you here, Anthony. Didn't realize it's not the aluminum model. Is this aluminum? I'm pretty sure this is titanium. Is that aluminum? An aluminum frame lock? I've never heard of such magic. Now you got me wondering, sir. I don't know. Maybe this is aluminum. It's awfully light, but I don't think I know of an actual aluminum frame lock. Or am I just behind the times? Let me know. I know it's not steel. Someone look this up, please. And let's see. Let's see if I've made that up. I'm pretty sure it's sweet. How about that? Pete Davidson, it could be yours. Hashtag knife in the comments. Oh, that's not the knife he's talking about. Okay. Aluminum. Which one now? All right. It'll come to me. It'll come to me. I'm just not sure what you're talking about. Pete Davidson said, don't worry about it. All right. Pete Davidson says some global have the weird handle, but the smaller and larger size have a fairly straight, flat handle. Good ergonomics. Okay. All right. All right. Maybe that's what we're all talking about, and I'm just catching up. But yeah, they had the weird, uncomfortable, but cool-looking kind of triangular handle. Trent Costello says, I have to ask, is that guitar in the corner or like a modern war club? No. That's a bass guitar. It's a Fender Precision bass guitar, and it's pretty awesome. An American Father, good to have you here, American Father. Always great to have you. Good Thursday Eve, friends, he says. Good Thursday Eve to you. Ouchie EDC, howdy all. Howdy, Ouchie. Hope you're doing well. Nice shirt. Thank you. You're not the first person to say that. So my head's getting big. You're like, you didn't design the damn shirt. Don't let your head get big. But thank you. I love this shirt. And it means a lot to me. And now it means even more since all you guys like it too. Scott says, wearing my Karaswando Kniven beaver. My Karaswando Kniven beaver in rose Damasteel. Feeling all outdoorsy today. That's cool. I don't know what that is, but it sounds with Kniven. It sounds like it's from Sweden or up north. Super Beast. Great name. Great picture. Good to have you here with us, Super Beast. My everything blade is K-Bar Utility serrated blade. That's a great choice. That's a great choice. I feel like the Doghead Bowie could do it. The Doghead K-Bar. This one could be a great do everything blade. This is the very good Knife Company First Strike with the hollow grind. The original hollow grind. Now you can get it in a full flat grind. Anthony says, off topic, good first blade for my 12-year-old daughter poking around in the woods. I'm leaning towards the Mora Companion. That's a great one. That's a great knife for that. I don't have. If she were a little younger, I'd say check out the BPS Knives Junior Outdoor. I just put up a video of it, or it's going live. It's scheduled to go live within the next couple of days, and it's one that I got that BPS sent to me for my 10-year-old daughter. 12-year-old, she can handle a knife with a point. I think that's a great idea. Mora Companion is perfect. Plus, you can get it in a nice color. I think they come in some other colors other than the OD green that I have, and yeah, I think that'd be great. Trent says, cut them sleeves off. Nothing cooler than a button-up collared shirt with no sleeves. Texas tradition. Yeah, Trent, I got to work on the guns before I do that, man. Lone Star Dowboy says, can a Navaja blade like Espada L or XL lend itself to Bowie combatives? Absolutely. With the extra length handle, or should they stick to Navaja specific methods? I would say certainly not. Though if you're, especially not with an Espada L or Espada XL, or basically with a cold steel with a triad lock. That's the only lock that I feel 100% comfortable doing some sort of back cut like that, where you're exerting suddenly a lot of pressure on the spine of the folding knife. I think I would do that on the Atlas lock as well. So yes, I would say yes, most certainly. Now the Navaja, I have a traditional Navaja from Spain that my brother got me. It's big, it's beautiful, but the lock itself, I'm not so sure I would trust really whacking it, though it's a little bit old. But yes, cold steel, yes, absolutely. And I'm going to be showing you one in a second here, and the blade is great, would be great for it, just like this would. Love this thing. This is definitely a great do-all knife. G-Ball Vision says the Bison is amazing. Yes, it is. G-Ball, what version do you have? I have the gray handle with the black blade. I think it's awesome. The thing I like is this: the single colored handle has the knurling. The one where they have the ones where they put the two different anodized colors on the handle, no knurling. Northern Knives, Bob, glad you like the Riot. I'm really proud of that sheath design. It is gorgeous. And I hope you're also proud of the blade design because I love it. I love the idea of the outdoor, at least outdoor compatible Tonto. And the reason I say at least is because I hold this in my hand and I'm like, woe be it to the sucker that steps to me in the dark alley. It really does have a combative feel to it, but it would be a perfect outdoors knife. It reminds me a little bit of a tracker. Terminator Joe says, what's your opinion on the Mayhem? Spoiler alert. All right. To me, it's cool, but an imperfect knife. Yes, it is. All right. Let me show this to you, and then we'll have to get to the pocket check after that because I'm just blabbing on and on. But let me show you this. This is in my state of the collection tonight. And this is the cold steel that I kind of always said I wasn't going to get. And then Terminator and a couple of other people in the comments last week, but then I watched a Terminator video and it really got me going on it. I said I wouldn't get it. I got it. I actually really like it. It is a touch heavy. It is a heavy knife, but I've been carrying this all day around. I've been teleworking today, so I was just in very light workout shorts, and this was just fine in there. I'm gonna have to use my right hand here. Very, very awesome. Today, just arrived the Snaggletooth Tactical pocket catch for this knife. It is perfection. It is machined beautifully, perfectly to this knife. I highly recommend you get it. It really completes the knife. It waves out of the pocket like a dream. I love the action on this. I love how stout, sturdy, heavy duty it is. I've even gotten over the blade design, which I always said was kind of comic bookish, but it really is a sweet knife. It's a sweet design. This is also one that I would feel comfortable doing that sort of back cut flick, you know, the incoming arm and you're gouging with the back. And you don't need a sharpened swedge to be effective with a back cut. This thing would be devastating. Some things I've heard other people comment on that I agree on. I kind of feel like that's a pretty big choil there. Not sure if I like it, but it does allow for the single finger trick, which I was telling you before, where I said almost all the large cold steels, if you put your finger up in the finger well there, it's going to drop like that, and then you'll be able to close it. So I'm pretty sure that's why they put that massive choil there. But what a great knife. I am really liking it, and I would agree with you. It's not perfect. It is heavy. Like that is one thing. Like, for instance, in my pocket, Bob, you had me in stitches with the cold steel pinch grip. What? Pinch grip. Laughing my ass off. You had me in stitches with a cold steel pitch grip. I don't know what you're talking about, John, but I'm glad I could make you laugh, man. This thing is super light compared to the Mayhem. It'd be cool to have this without to have this without the liners, but I think that's what gives it a lot of strength. John, I'm going to try and think of what you're talking about. Pinch grip. Mike says, hey, Bob, I already won a knife a couple of weeks ago. Can I hashtag knife? Yeah, I don't want to take something away from a fellow junkie. No, we have not developed a policy where we say, you can't have one in the last, yeah, hashtag knife it. If you win twice in a couple of weeks, that means you're incredibly lucky. G-Ball Vision says, Bob, yep, Scallywag Tactical was bought up by Tour Knives. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Ron Crow, howdy junkies. Ron, always good to have you here. So I gotta remember that, and I gotta look up and see what I can find out about that. About Tour Knives buying Scallywag. Northern Knife says, I'll send you up another 3D Three Dog Knife Riot to give away. Does the chat have a color handle material combo they would prefer? Guys, listen up. Listen up. Northern Knives is offering this knife for a giveaway. So let them know what you think. The Grinch, hey to all. The Grinch, good to have you here. Let me put these big old cold steels away so that I can get to the next segment of the show. Matt Lamana says, love my global 10-inch chef's knife. Bought it in 05 based on the Tony Bourdain Reco. 20 years along, and it's needed nothing but honing on a ceramic rod. Amazing. Still razor sharp, and I've got the scars to prove it. So we had some good friends in Manhattan who had a set of those, and I used to cook a lot over at their house and would use those. And I always thought they looked cooler than they felt, but I think that's an acquired thing. You do it a couple of, you use it, and your hand becomes used to it. One Moon Collective, nice to have you here, One Moon. What up, Knife Junkie and friends? How you doing, man? That's a cool, I like your logo. All right, it's time. Have a Knife Day says, I'm waiting for my Ryan Johnson Defiant 7 Sax in the mail. Ooh, that sounds really good. I didn't know that was happening. And I'll let you know what I think of it when I get it. I've got to look that up. I love Defiant 7. Ryan Johnson, he's the guy from RMJ Tactical, right? So he did something with Defiant 7. I can't wait to see it. And it's a sax. Holy mackerel. All right. That said, let's get to a pocket check.
What's in his pocket? Let's find out. Here's the Knife Junkie with his pocket check of knives.
All right. In my front right pocket. Sorry you caught me. My daughter left me a gummy bear on the table. So it was good. Yeah. My front right pocket today, I had the North Mountain Blades BBMN. I love this thing. I really love this thing. Designed by Dwayne Dwyer, formerly one half of Strider Knives. So that's where that DNA comes from in this. So nice. It's got these super glassy, super hydraulic washers, phosphor bronze washers. You can see right there. I love it. I wish more washer knives were being made these days. I know everyone comes to expect drop shut bearing action, but I also love this kind of action. Slow roll with my left hand is very easy. Slow roll with the right, not so much. This is how I open it up mostly, is with the Spidey finger flick, the middle finger flick. Beautiful bronzed titanium handle, pretty subtle. And then that gorgeous SLD Magic Sanmai steel, or Sanmai steel. I think that's how that's pronounced. You can see right there the 3 different layers of steel. So cool. This knife is impeccable. I'd like to get more North Mountain blades in the future. This thing is just so great. But so far, I've just been really loving carrying this knife, like more than my actual Strider, which I have here and I do love. But something about this just had me from hello, so to speak. So I had that in my pocket today. This Thursdays, as you've known for a couple weeks now, I'm teleworking on Thursdays. So my knife options are different because I'm not dressing up to go to the office. I'm just hanging out in what feels comfortable. And so knives are kind of varying depending on part of the day. During part of the day, my lunch break, I went out for a weighted hike. I've been loving this weighted vest I have. And I took the dog out for a nice long walk in the woods and carried 2 knives. In my pocket, I had this. This is the Cold Steel Signature Edition Voyager CTS XHP with that wicked Vaquero blade. And I have a snaggletooth here. The snaggletooth I have to replace, come to think of it, because this is one of the earlier ones made of plastic, and they're cool, they're great. But now he makes them all out of aluminum. I love snaggletooths. You guys, if you like cold steels, you got to get yourself a snaggletooth. Not just cold steels, actually, like anything with a removable thumb stud, basically. And it just waves the knife open. I have one on my Benchmade bug out. I have a bunch on my big Voyagers, and had to get one on the Mayhem. It was just begging for it. So I love it. I wish they kind of came stock, but anyway, that in my pocket, because I'm in the park, and you know, stuff happens in parks, like bodies are found, and people are attacked in parks, as we know that horrible story out of Idaho. Was it Idaho or Utah? Sorry, but in the park, that couple was murdered. Jeez, man. So you got to always be on the alert. Not that a knife will necessarily save you if they come at you with a gun, but you know, it's better to have it and not need it. So in my weighted vest, and this tucks in perfectly in the weighted vest, and then there's even a flap that covers over the handle, so it's not easily seen, but it's very easily retrieved. I had the Agent 001, TKell Knives Agent 001. I've also been using the Gideon 3 in that role in my weighted vest. But this is my favorite knife from TKell Knives. Obviously, it was my collaboration with him, and man, and I love this purple burl handle. It's so nice. I cannot wait. This month, this is practically August. A new batch of these are coming out, and I believe Tim will be sending me a few to kind of show off and maybe give away. I'm not sure. And they are beautifully machined. Like, this is beautifully machined, but these new ones are even more beautifully machined. It's so refined. He's totally refined his operation in all ways, including the Agent 001. These actually look nice together, that purple and green, and then bronze. All right, and then lastly on me for emotional support, which was not really on me, it was just on the desk here. That's because this is where I work when I'm teleworking. And this knife has been on my mind a lot, specifically the G10 version of the Espada XL. I have the full dress version, the polished version. I love that. But this one, I don't know, just past couple of days, I've been thinking about what a great knife this is and how can I actually really carry it? Can I really carry this on my person? This is one of the stoutest and most difficult to disengage triad locks in my collection, so much so that I have to use my forefinger and curl it in. I can't do it with my gimpy thumb, and my left thumb, it's not so comfortable. So yeah, this one is so tight, it's unreal. This is one of the OS 8 versions with the hollow grind. Now I understand it's got a flat grind. Maybe I should get one just to experience the flat grind, but man, I do love this hollow ground blade. My other dress one also has the hollow ground blade, and it's slicey, and also hollow ground blades are lighter. So I'm wondering how the full flat ground affects the balance. The balance here is absolutely perfect for a fighting knife right there at the forefinger. And so I wonder if the full flat grind version is a little heavier, and the balance, you know, if it moves the balance forward a little. But anyway, these are the knives I had on me today and were really involved with and engaged with. It is the North Mountain Blades BBMN, the Cold Steel Voyager Signature Series XL Tonto, or XL Vaquero. Really great knife. The TKell Knives Agent 001, and of course, the awesome and large Cold Steel Espada. I mean, did I say large? I mean extra large Cold Steel Espada. 7.5 inches. I mean, geez, oh man, that's a lot of reach. It's like 13 inches of reach. It's like bigger than the Laredo Bowie. Yeah, more reach than the Laredo. Alakai Torres, aluminum frame locks are a thing. Okay. I think maybe is it Real Steel who does them? Who makes them? I know I just saw a Knives Knives video where he mentioned that, and now I'm remembering. Ron Crow says, I'm swinging and flicking my new giant chonker, the Eclipse Knives 180-1, 4.5 inches of D2 blade steel, 11 inches long. That sounds awesome. What is this? What is this? Eclipse Knives. I'll have to check that out. Northern Knives says the original intention when designing the Riot was to be able to hammer it into a tree and use it as a step without voiding the warranty. Yeah, you could kind of get that. What is this? 3/16 of an inch thick? It's a chunky blade. It's a chunky blade, but it doesn't feel, you know how sometimes a thick blade can feel like just too much? This is like just right. This takes this 3.5 inch, 3.25. How long is this? Takes a blade that is 3 3/4 inch long and makes it feel like it can hit heavy. And if you put a lanyard there and you have it in your hand halfway and then the lanyard around your hand, you could get some serious leverage and chop with this thing. Nick Dermuff, good to have you here, Nick. First time catching your show. Well, it's awesome having you, man. We just finished our pocket check, so let me know what you were carrying. Drop it in the comments below. And Nick, right? Nick. Terminator Joe says Don DeMarco. Don Juan DeMarco. I remember when that movie came out, I was like, yeah, see? G-Ball Vision says that fixie from Alaska is dope. I agree. And we're going to have it here. Mike's going to send us another one. I'd love to put that on a video and through some work. Absolutely. Well, let's see. So he wants to know what configuration he should send this new one in. And I think that this will be a Gentleman Junkie giveaway knife because it's so special. Not this knife. This one is mine. But it can come in different Cerakotes, you know. Maybe you want a natural canvas micarta handle with a black blade or green or something. Let them know. Put it in the chat. Have a Knife Day says, please excuse me. I have to call my wife. I am on my way home. Have a knife night. Oh, please. Have an awesome conversation with your wife. Thank you for joining us tonight. You're the best. I've hung out with Have a Knife Day in person, and he's a mensch. Okay, so I got to do this. Stand by. We got to give this knife away. I always let the time get away. Oh, Edgy American Blades. All right, before we give it away, we got to show this off. Edgy American Blades gave us this month's Gentleman Junkie giveaway knife, and look at this thing. Beautiful sheath by 1931 Leatherworks. He usually joins the chat in the last half hour of the show. So that's probably when he's finishing up work on these beautiful leather sheaths. This thing is a gorgeous sheath, form-fitting this gorgeous knife. Look at that beautiful clip point blade, full 4-finger grip. As I've mentioned before, if this were my knife, which it isn't, unfortunately, this has to be given away. But if this were my knife, I would cherish this awesome leather sheath, and I would also make myself a Kydex sheath. This thing would carry so nicely in the waistband and under, I want to say undercover, but, you know, for daily carry. And it's nice, thin blade stock, beautiful, thin, contoured, or not contoured, but textured handle. Fits the hand so well. You've got that awesome stripper logo there, and or mud flap logo. I'm not sure what that is exactly, except for the Edgy American logo. Love that clip. And here's the thing, Shane does not like clip points, but he sure did design a cool one here. So really, really happy and proud to have this and to be giving this away. I'm also excited to get my my Junkie back. There's a collaboration I did with Shane, and he gave it to me at Blade Show, and I loved it and cherished it and kept it in my backpack. And then he said he wanted it back. There are a couple of things I want to tweak, and I totally get that. You know, I'm in a creative field as well, and there's something about showing your work. Like for me, it's like when people watch what I produce, and there are people in the room, suddenly it looks different. And so you always want to tweak. that is an interesting phenomenon. It's like, oh, so suddenly I see all the flaws now that everyone else is watching it. But become a gentleman junkie. Go to theknifejunkie.com/Patreon and sign up there. You not only, if you're a gentleman junkie, you not only stand to win this beautiful knife or some special knife every third Thursday of the month, but you also get interview extras. You get knife notes from Jim, which are so awesome, and you get other cool stuff too. Interview extras and stickers and what do you call it? Coasters, all that stuff. Anyway, you save 12% if you sign up for a year at one time. Scan the QR on your code on your screen or go to theknifejunkie.com/Patreon. Shane, thank you so much for this thing. It is so beautiful. I really love it, and it's nice desk candy. It just sits on the desk, and I just keep looking at it, picking it up. It's so beautiful. G-Ball Vision says my Bison is the two-tone, almost like the light tan, dark tan, black wash blade. Oh, yeah. Love Laconico. I do too, man. Jeremy Giraud, good to have you here, Jeremy. I need to get that Quiet Carry Shallows. Maybe it was Duty's Daggers was showing one off a couple, like last week. It's so pretty, the all titanium one. So plain for my taste, or kind of just but just right. It's beautiful blade, beautiful design overall. Lone Star says I use my snaggletooth pocket catches not for deployment but thumb guard. Yeah, definitely, especially for the cold steel holdout 6-inch. Yep, exactly. Well, it's great for both, and as a matter of fact, on the Mayhem, it's really perfect. It's exactly where I want my thumb if I'm all the way up here. To brace. Otherwise, you're kind of on this 90-degree spine, and you could go off on either side because there's no jimping there. But so cool. This is a great knife. I didn't think I'd like it. Also, didn't care for the Mayhem at first. Now I can't wait to get one. It's kind of like a mini cutlass. Absolutely like a cutlass. It's a swashbuckler for sure. Let's see. OG says was considering the Mayhem, but holding firm with my Talwar in S35. Yes. Where's my Talwar? I was carrying my Talwar right now, since I have to take what's in my pockets out. But this is the Talwar. If you don't know, it's so awesome. String says the Mayhem is cool, Bob, but I think I would like the 5 Max much better. Yeah. If you're a user of knives, like a real, hardcore user of knives, I would say, yeah, the 5 Max is probably a little more useful. The Maroni is crossing his fingers and hoping for good luck. All right, that's because we're going to give this away in a sec. Forgot where I was going with that. Terminator Joe says it's light to me, but I carry the Espada XL. Plus, I was an artillery man. Oh, wow. Shooting howitzers and stuff. This one is, let's see, where is these are not dissimilar in weight, I gotta say. And this is obviously so much bigger. I mean, look at, comical how big this knife is, but they're kind of the same weight. Maybe the Espada is a little heavier, but this is denser. This is like more heavy for inch for inch more heavy, but the cold steel overall might be slightly heavier. Anyway, what are we giving away tonight? Another blade, another knife that OG Blade Reviews gave me to give to you. There's so many knives. He's given me so many knives, and I appreciate it, Dave. As a matter of fact, I was just reflecting on one of the ones that this one, I think it's getting adopted. This cool Russian knife in a very traditional Russian pattern. I just can't remember what that pattern is called, but it's a scale release, and it's got this hideous red carbon fiber. But I kind of don't mind it. I really am digging this thing. So yeah, I was just pondering all the knives he's given me, and to give to you, and how I do occasionally adopt one. Every cold steel he's ever sent, I've adopted, which is, I think, one, but he also has given me other stuff I've taken. All right, let's give this knife away. What it is, Shane, is the Resident from Steel Will. It's got a very light metallic frame lock over here, which I'm guessing is titanium, though aluminum came up, but then then we decided I wasn't talking about the right knife. D2 blade steel, beautiful drop point, nice long swedge, excellent thumb plate. I love the shape of that, actually. That sort of, I don't know what that shape is. It's a hexagon, but it's oblong. Fits the thumb great. It's almost like the slanted thumb studs you got on old Kershaws, like the Blur, in a way. Carbon fiber keeps it super light, no liner. Loop over a deep carry pocket clip, really nicely done. Blue anodized standoffs, and then those hidden lanyard posts right there. Love this knife. It's really kind of classy, perfect light utility. It's kind of like a less expensive Sebenza. Not that it looks like a Sebenza, but kind of has that same vibe in a less expensive package. And you're saying, what vibe is that, Bob? And I mean just kind of a classic look, kind of do everything style folder that you could dress up, you could dress down, doesn't matter. All right, Steel Will Resident. Let's give this thing away. In 3, 2, and 1. All right, where it stops, nobody knows. Strings is the winner. I thought it was going to be Karen there for a second, and it always does that. It teases. Strings, there you go, man. This is yours. I'll be sending this out. I think I got your address from when we were doing trades. If I don't, I'll get in touch. Or, you know what? Just email me, please, just in case. TheKnifeJunkie@gmail.com. Let me know your mailing address so it goes to the right place. Very excited to give this to you. And next week, we'll do another one because we got a lot over there and the pile always grows, and I got to get these out. And I don't want you to think I'm trying to buy your love, but it's fun to give away knives. So if we can, we will. Adrian Fighter 35 says, "Hey Bob, my wife heard you talking about and saw me marveling at your serrated talwar. So she surprised. Oh yes! Oh my gosh, Mrs. Fighter 35. That is friggin' awesome. That's a great gift. That's this. That's being attentive. That's that's knowing what someone has in their heart, or at least in their wandering knife eye. That's very, very, very cool. What an awesome gift. I'm going to leave this out here just so we can reflect upon. Look at that. That's a beautiful design. Craig Vitson says, I don't know of any other knife the size of the Mayhem that comes close to being as fidgety. Yeah, it is pretty fidgety. It's sort of, I'm getting more into the fidget factor. Like, it took me a minute to stop worrying about my fingers being in the path. It's just like, I'm pretty sure I know they're not. But it is a big, damn sharp knife. And you got to get used to the lock. This is my first Atlas lock. Ron says, I fell asleep but woke up before the giveaway. All right. Sorry, I'm keeping you awake, Ron. Yeah, that's me, man. I love dozy time, where you're not in bed. Maybe you're on the couch in front of the TV, or you're sitting at your desk listening to a podcast, or reading a book, and just like that twilight, that dream time, weird thoughts happen there. I really like it. Anyway, James Hart says, I use my Swiss Army knife Deluxe Tinker to strip some wire to make a wire antenna for my portable ham radio. I have an event to work on Sunday. Ham radio, one of my best friends growing up, his dad was into ham radio. And he had I remember he had just like a really cool office, and a whole wall of it was just like beep, 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 and he would talk to truckers all day long. It was cool. SDF, nice to have you here, SDF. Yes, love the signature Vaquero. Yeah, me too. Me too. And then there was okay, help me remember. Before he started doing the Lynn Thompson signature edition, he did one with a guy, a famous survivalist, Rawls, I think was his last name, and it was the green handle, black bladed serrated Tonto. Who was it? He was an author, and I think he had a survival blog that was very famous in like the 2010s. And his last name was Rawls. Someone's got to know. Someone out there with the deep cold steel knowledge. Let me know. Anyway, I do love the green and the black. Really nice combination. Matt Lamana says, today's carry, the TKell Combatant Off-Grid Stinger XL and Rapid Fire Rescue. That's great. I used the Rapid Fire Rescue this very same day. I keep that in my car. And what was that? Oh, and I was opening up a package of sea salt and vinegar cashews that my daughter and I got when we went grocery shopping. And that thing is awesome. As is the Hogtooth Ruffian, Matt. I like the cut of your jib. But most exciting was a Jess Hoffman Wicklow. Oh, very nice. That joined the Kitchen Arsenal. Dude, Jess kills it. That's awesome. Jess Hoffman was a guest on the show recently, and he's got a lot of cool knives. And I met him at Blade Show this year in person. It's so cool to know that someone out there in the audience has one of his knives. Wicklow, for a while, he was naming all of his knives after counties in Ireland until he started getting to the really Gaelic ones that are like impossible to pronounce, which I thought was kind of funny because Gaelic is like it's like an alien language. It's crazy in a cool, beautiful way. My sister went to school in Galway for 1 year of college, and visiting and seeing the signs was like, is that what language? It's the craziest sounding and looking language. It's ancient looking. Anyway, G-Ball Vision says they have new North Mountain blades with 3V and DLC. Nice, and a lot of cool Tontos. I love the shapes of some of those Tontos. I think that this is probably just my first North Mountain blades knife. Got some more stuff to show off. OG Blade Review says today's carry ESK was the Work Tough Gear Steadfast. Did you get the? Oh, dude. So I have the Steadfast here. You got the longer bladed one, I think. I want that. Dave always gets the cool knives. Okay, today's carry. Work Tough Gear Steadfast. DC Blades Mantis with VEF serrations. I saw you released a video of that, I think. Concept Kosami button lock. Auxiliary manufacturing pocket Bowie. I got mine out here, right here. Got mine screaming sharp, Dave. ZT0203, which one is that? The recent one. Spyderco Janasong Fox Bante. That's a cool one. You gave me that on loan for a while. That was a cool knife. And the Weebla cow. He just knows how to just cut to the quick. First, he gets the longer bladed Steadfast, the one that I should have waited for, and he's got the Bante, which is long gone, and then anyway. Again, jealous but not envious. Ed says, "You come up creeping, I'll leave you leaking. You come up creeping, I'll leave you leaking," says Javon. He's got, you like your fixed blade knives. He's got a lot of really cool EDC fixed blades. That's like, I would say, a huge amount of what his channel is. John Evans is Javon. This thing is so beautiful. I love the shape of the blade. It reminds me a little bit of the VSEP. Anyway, I can't wait to see your video on this knife, Dave. Matt Maurer says, love my Agent 002. Such a nice series by TKell. Agreed. It is awesome. And it's a very, very super useful knife, the O2. Marchitas Wallace, one of my favorite characters out there. Yellow Crew. Good to have you here, Cheeto. Always a pleasure. It's good to see you in the skin of Marcellus Wallace. We are, let's see. Cold Steel Rawls Voyager, limited edition, collaborative design, Cold Steel and stuff. Yes, James Wesley Rawls. That's it. Thank you, Jim. Yes, so he pulled up the information about the Cold Steel signature version I was talking about. It was the Cold Steel Rawls Voyager XL Tonto. It had serrations or half serrations. It was a limited signature edition knife collaboratively designed by Cold Steel owner Lynn Thompson and James Wesley Rawls, whose survival blog was gigantic at one point. And I think he maybe wrote some books. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it. G-Ball Vision says, I'm about to order the BBNM from NMB. Should I do Tonto or clip, everyone? The clip looks cool. No sweat on that clip. That is a great Tonto. I got to say, that's a great Tonto. I'll sell the Tonto for you, and then you can decide, because actually the clip point is very cool looking. But I had no moment of doubt. I've always wanted, though I must say, I've always wanted a Strider Tonto, and this is very much a Strider Tonto. So I love that it's a drop point Tonto, and that the point is very much in the middle, if not slightly below midline, and it's very available for utility cutting tasks. I've been using it a lot, been carrying it a lot. I've been using it for everything from cutting out shipping labels very precisely, or cutting tape, or I'm talking about that very tip. And I've used the blade itself to cut through cardboard. It's nice. It's got a bit of a shoulder. You know, there are other knives I'd prefer personally for cardboard. Maybe that's where the clip point would come in, because I believe that's more of a saber grind. This is not hollow ground, though it kind of it's sharp as hell. It kind of looks like it with the how the steel is as it thins out. It looks a little frosty halfway down, which makes it kind of look like a hollow grind. So I don't know. You choose what you want, but man, you got to let us know what you decide. And yeah, they're both cool. Clip point is my next one. Just kidding. Split and Slice says, carry today was the Recon 1 Tonto and Appalachian Jack. Tonight is Concept Bison and Rough Rider Modern Traditional Barlow. Awesome. Rough Rider's got some really cool ones. You know, I forget, with all my fancy pants knives, that some $12 Rough Riders are just sweet. Paul Mills says Medford 187 and Bug Out today. So 2 people out there carrying the 187. The Maroney says, one day I'll get a TKell. Gotta save for a while. LOL. It's worth it. You know, I've definitely went through a phase where I was just like super acquisitive. Anything, I wanted it all. I wanted all knives, and or all the knives I thought were cool, I would get, and that was irresponsible. And a lot of those I sold or got rid of, gave away, and then what am I even? I got you. What I'm trying to say is it's worth saving and not getting so much and just saving up for stuff. And then when you get it, it also feels, you know, really good. Adrian Fighter 35 says, pocket check, Cold Steel Espada Large in AUS 10 with G10 handles, double agent 2 serrated karambit style for neck carry, and AD10 light for my ESK. Let me ask you, the double agent, Adrian, you carry a double agent frequently. How do you like the double rings, A? And B, have you wrapped the center portion of the handle with anything to thicken it? I've done a jute cord wrap on mine. I really like the way that works. It gives you just a little bit more to grip onto. I've never warmed up to the double ring thing, I got to say. I've always kind of fantasized about getting rid of the front ring, but then, it would be really a thin amount of steel that holds the blade to the handle. I just don't think I can do it. But just curious what you think of the double rings, and did you ever puff up the center? Pete Davidson says, carrying a Calderon-style Victorinox with Sukamaki. Nice. Ray skin and brass knuckle Manuki. Oh, cool. Manuki's the little sculpture, the little badge, or not badge, the little thing that sits on top of the ray skin but beneath the wrap. Okay, carrying a Spyderco Cali 3.5 ZDP, the 189. ZDP 189. Sorry, Spyderco Cali, a knife. I was just kind of thinking, we don't see the Cali much anymore. It was really big at one point, I guess in the early 2010s. Spyderco Cali 3.5 ZDP 189, Victorinox Huntsman, and for comedy, a Blackhawk Blades UKSF in a Galco shoulder rig. Yes, I'm not exactly UKSF, so it's probably, that dagger. I bet it's the dagger with that cool handle, because that looks like United Kingdom Special Forces knife. So, and they make a really cool looking dagger. Edgy American Blade says, I carried the Edgy American Blades Fret today. Someone bought my last Thug. Awesome. I love your Thug. You got to keep making the Thug. But what's the Fret? Got to know what the Fret is. And since I'm not on Instagram at the moment, if you have posted it, I hadn't seen it. Craig Vincent says, Cold Steel 3V 8010, XL Voyager clip point, Swift 3, XL Luzon. I used that today. That lives in our kitchen. Does a lot of cardboard cutting. Spectre Hawkbill, Petrified Fish Havrog, Vosteed Vombat clip point, and Edgy American Thug. How cool. Swiss Army knife, A-Locks single. I love that. I love that knife, man. Byron got me that knife when he was in Switzerland, I believe. Scott says, Bob face wherever he pulls out the Espada. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. I get my little heart and my little love emojis. I'm just it's been so many years. Cold Steel is like, it's like if you grew up listening to Zeppelin or whatever you grew up listening to, you're always going to love that. Jane's Addiction. I've been really, really, really listening to Ritual Delo Habitual. I think one of the greatest albums of all time, any genre. Been listening to that a lot recently. That was like something I was listening to when it came out in 91 and listened to a lot back in those days. And so Cold Steel is never getting out of my bloodstream, just like Jane's Addiction never did, just like Led Zeppelin never did, and other great bands. So can't do it. And now I'm thinking there are several other larges. I think I just need to get all the large knives at this point. And there are a couple that I'm missing. Northern Knife says the layered blade on the North Mountain blades is so good looking. Yeah, it really is. And it's not a gimmick. It sounds like I'm trying to convince myself, but it's not a gimmick. It's a really good steel, as far as I can tell. Victor Blades, clipped to my right pocket, I have my quiet carry, the 9. Oh, is that the quiet carry I like? In Magna Cut in my left pocket, I have a case rail splitter in chestnut jig bone. So what's a rail splitter? I've never heard of that one. Victor sent me some links, sent me 4 links to some great looking mini copper locks. I think I just have to bite the bullet and get a mini copper lock. Bite the bullet. Yeah, it's like so painful for me to buy a knife. James Hart says, you just had to show off your Espada XL, so I had to get mine. It's a great blade. Well, it is a great blade. Lynn Thompson carries one of these in his waistband. Like, I got to try that. Such a stiff spring on this. Maybe I need to get a modern one with the S35 VN, right? Shouldn't I? For contrast, for true junkie sake. Jay says, now that it's machete knife shirt, if I ever... Wait. Now that is a machete knife shirt if ever I did see one. I like that, Jay. Yeah, you're right. I'm out in the jungle. Never get out of the boat, right? Never get out of the boat. Absolutely. Goddamn right. Never get out of the boat. There's your tiger for you. Doug Bull says, Bob, working at home, when you take a break, get some knife practice to help your focus. Yes. Yes. Well, I sort of did that because I did a kettlebell, my morning kettlebell workout. I usually do at 5:30, but this morning I didn't have to get up then. So I did it midday. And between sets, I have my Laredo Bowie trainer, and I take it out and I do stuff. I figure usually I train with a live blade, but if I'm already like panting hard and exhausting and sweaty, I should probably just have a trainer on me. That is discretion being the better part of valor. King of Knives, nice to have you here, King of Knives. Today I'm carrying the TKell 001, excellent choice, the DP1 and the 004. I was showing mine off before. I love that purple handle color. What's the handle color on your 001? Let me know. And while we're talking TKell, I may as well pull this out too, my sapper. But tell me what color you have on your 001, King. I'd like to know. The sapper is such a cool blade. I'm so crazy about this knife. Sam Atwood, eyes out. Sam, nice to have you here, sir. First time here. Loved your top 10 folders in your collection list. Apparently, great minds think alike. Awesome. Like I owned variations on almost everything you mentioned. Oh, that's awesome, Sam. Glad to hear it. And glad to have you here. Let us know what you're carrying and on this day, and we'll see how much great minds are alike. Oh, look at that. Look at those. This thing is so cool. I love this. I can't wait to work on our next project together. Not just the 001 that's coming out in August, but the prototype I showed you in the past. I think hopefully that happens this year. I would love to have that thing this year. Let's see. Edgy American says, Bob, I've had 2 of those clip points ordered. Damn it. That's funny, man. That's funny. For a guy who doesn't like clip points, you're going to be making an awful lot of them because you make a pretty damn cool clip point. Feels so good in hand, man. This is really nice. And I got to say, I love it. The idea of carrying this the way I do in the waistband because it's got a relatively short handle and it's rounded. So it's not going to poke too much in what I have a little bit extra there. So this thing is great. And by the way, beautiful, beautiful sheath. Love that sheath. James Hart says, I am most likely going to make a leather belt pouch for my Espada XL. I did a Kydex thing for my brother years ago, a thing that you stick in like that, and it's got a clip on the back. Edgy American Blade says that knife is in 63 HRC Nitro V. I like the way that sounds. 63 HRC Nitro V. Nice and thin, tall grind, nice and slicey, very, very sharp, sweet blade. Pete Davidson says there are definitely mud flaps going on with that logo. Really nice quality of etching in that logo or whatever. Is that laser engraved? It really looks nice, man. Edgy, that's a winner. Beautiful clip point. Agreed. You know what this is like? This is like that friend you maybe had where you started as enemies and then you became best friends. I think that's what's happening with clip points with Shane. He's going to have one of those. He's going to have an epiphany. He's going to have a Saul on the road to Damascus style conversion to clip point blades. By the way, it's awesome in reverse grip too. If you want to make this yours, become a gentleman junkie. It's what we're giving away. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, let me put this away. Let me focus here. Focus. Jerry C says, glad I'm single. I can go crazy with blades and pew-pew purchases. Play my records as loud as I want and run around the house naked and fart as much as I want and don't have to hear old lady bitch. Jerry, I'm glad you're happy, man. Wait, Jim, go back to that one, please. I'm glad you're happy. So I can kind of do all of those things. I can't run around the house naked. I do have daughters, but I do fart as much as I want. But no, I have it good. I have it good. I have no doubt you could too, Jerry. But in the meantime, buy your pew-pews. Get all that stuff out of the way. So maybe someday, if you're not single, you don't have to worry about it because you've already outfitted yourself. So oh, he's back. Have a Knife Day is back. Have a Knife Day. Great to have you here. I'm back. Hope you had a good conversation. 1931 Leatherworks. I was just singing your praises, sir. Here, does this look familiar, guys? Yeah. So he made this beautiful sheath, and I love it, man. You did a really nice job on this, and great molding job on the blade too. It doesn't, I'm not shaking it hard, but it's not popping out. Really nice molding of that blade, of that knife in that sheath without it being obnoxious to pull out. So really nicely done. You got that dangler. Very cool. I can't wait to give this away because it's getting comfortable on my desk. Pete Davidson says, I second that with the Talwar. Full flat grind, XHP steel, wave opener, puts it top of the list for me when it comes to XL cold steel folders. All right, I'm going to nerd out about this for a second. Something else I like about the Talwar is that even though it has an upswept blade, if you hold it back here, because there's such a long handle, you've got here, you even technically have up here if you need to do fine work, as they say, but you got that grip, you got that grip, you got that grip, which is also comfortable, and then down here, and when it's here with that pistol grip, the edge, even though it's a trailing point, the edge is still kind of slightly angled downward. So when you're making contact with what you're swiping at or slashing, you almost have that recurve effect here because it's coming down a little bit before it curves up. And man, I'm just looking at those teeth. The serrations are just unreal. Let that get focused. Usually takes a second. Yeah, there we go. Those teeth are just nasty canasta. So I really like it with that pistol grip. You can really get it in there kind of without having to jack your wrist. Really nice. T Walsh, how you doing, T? Good to see fellow YouTuber G Ball Vision spreading the love. Well, T, it's good to have you here, and I love the avatar. Craig Vincent says, Bob, at one point I had 3 Mayhem, but I had to spread the love, so I gave 2 away. Do you have the snaggletooth on yours? You had to give 2 away. That's very generous. Don't worry, though. My name's Tucker, not Sucker. I kept the limited launch. Oh, that's good. S35VN version for myself. That's cool. You got to get one of these, man. If you don't, and if you go on the website, you'll see you have the option to get a left hand or right hand. And just so you know, this is the right hand version. So that gives you both the thumb stud and the wave-like feature or the snaggletooth there. And then when you turn it over there, you can still use this surface to slow roll that open. But yeah, it is great. It works so well on this knife because the action is so easy. Sam Atwood says, hey, OG Dave, thanks for turning me on to Station 9 Undercover. It is so good. It is so good. I think I brought out, what did I bring out tonight from Station 9? I brought out the Partisan. And yeah, just the Partisan. I love this thing too. We were just talking about this. Craig Vincent says, my love is totally for sale, Bob. Excellent. Good to know, man. Everyone's got a price. Miranda Wilmore says, congrats, babe. So happy you finally won. Oh, that's awesome. Strings, sweet first win ever. Yeah, I won once. I won one thing once, like this, like a giveaway, and it was years ago when my wife was a roller derby girl for New York, for a team in New York City, and we were at this big party with all these like super hip people, and they were giving away a iPod. I got an iPod. Yep, I won an iPod. So that's all I get. I don't win knives. Miranda Wilmore says it's his birthday on August 18th. It's his first win ever. Ah, no kidding. Mine is the 17th. How about that? How cool is that? A lot of great August birthdays, including Jim. Jim's an August baby as well. Trent Costello says, still want a Cold Steel Tylite 6 in S35 VN, but your big Cold Steel Lynn Thompson is sweet as well. What is this? This is the Tylite in Aus 8. Oh, this is an old one. That's right. This was old new stock that I got at Willie's Knife Store. I'm going to be going there soon in Delaware. Willie Knives was on this show. Both brother and sister who run the place. And they also just recently testified in the state Senate, Delaware State Senate, or in front of the Delaware State Senate, to talk about how the knife rights were destructive to local businesses. And they helped knife rights get some laws passed, some new updated knife laws. So very cool. Anyway, that's where I got this. Aus 8 still works for me, this kind of knife. But yeah, I'd love to have this in S35 VN. Will B says, I have 2 of Jess Hoffman's knives. I use them all the time in the kitchen. How cool. No. Jim is the one who turned me on to Jess Hoffman. Colby Overhagen, nice to have you. Cool name, Colby. Colby Overhagen. Very cool name. That's like a movie name. Does Lynn Thompson still own Cold Steel? No, he does not. He sold it to GSM Outdoors. That's the company that owns SOG and like a whole bunch of other outdoors companies. He sold it about 5 years ago, I guess, 4 or 5 years ago. And so far, they've done a great job of keeping up the tradition of Cold Steel so far. Some of their designs, some of their in-house designs aren't as awesome as the Demco Lynn Thompson days when the two of them were collaborating on designs. I think that's truly the golden era of Cold Steel, when knives like this first came about, and this and this, just fertile ground, man. They were just coming up with the coolest stuff. But GSM is still selling all the cool stuff that Cold Steel was selling, plus some new models. But they're still selling the swords and the spears and the maces and all the cool stuff. Sean McDonald, nice to have you here, Sean. My Cold Steel Verdict rides about 3 days a week. Never regret carrying it. The Verdict, now this has sort of gotten me to open my eyes to some of the newer GSM era in-house design Cold Steels that I might check out. Like the, what's the one, the Sax with the Atlas lock. I know Dave has one. Double Safe Hunter, about as big as an EDC ever needs to be. For Sean McDonald. Sometimes I think, as my daughter would say, I'm glad that you have an opinion. Some teenage thing she says. This to me sometimes is an EDC, but that doesn't make, I know, EDC means everyday carry. Oh my gosh, we're running out of time. I got to show you some cool stuff. Karen Slavin says, man, that's twice I have missed by one. That's right. I think I remember that. Always next time. Have a Knife Day says, I've been carrying my Defiant 7 Les George Talon as my EDC for work. Magna Cut blade, was cutting large air hose for a screen print machine today. How cool. Okay, check this out. Speaking of cool, Adrian Fighter 35 says, I love the double rings on the double agent. It feels very secure. There's no way it's going to come out of my hand. The middle is a little thin. I haven't wrapped it yet, but plan to in the future. All right, cool. Well, I'm glad it works. I need to give it a second chance, or not second chance. I just need to pick it up again. This is the new one from Fisher Blades. This is called the McNasty PK. And man, it is pretty sweet. I got to say, this is a pretty sweet EDC dagger. It fits the hand like great. It kind of, let's see, where is it? Yes, much like the Beckwith Covert. It's got a really great grip, kind of angular, and kind of pushes your thumbs forward into this choil, into this area. If you've got it in a saber grip, and then this pommel just nestles in the hand so nicely, and you really get a lot of force behind that tip. or if it's in reverse grip, the pommel is perfectly set up for thumb capping, and it's got grippy G10, beautiful red liners, very nice purposeful jimping. This little notch here is what locks it into the sheath. It also gives you a great place to put your thumb if you're going to hold it in that sort of shovel grip. Very sharp edges, just a beautiful little dagger, boot dagger, yes, or in the pocket. This is meant for in the pocket carry. But I could see, with the way this is set up, I could see running this in the waistband easily. It'd be easy to draw, and it's not going to cut the seams of your pants. And yeah, and it's pretty nice and thin and contoured. So a really nice little package. This thing is really awesome. And if you're a fan of the Beckwith, you'll like this. If you like EDC daggers, yeah, it is an awesome knife. This was sent to me by Fisher Blades, but this is one of those kind of knives that I would say is worth the expense. I think this is probably a pretty pricey knife. I haven't looked it up. I don't even want to speculate. Pete Davidson says the UKSF is meant to be the next generation of Applegate dagger. It's got like a wasp-waisted handle, right? I believe Mr. Janich was involved in the design, took inspiration from the handle of the, Brent Bashar, Besh wedge frame. Yes. It looks like a Besh wedge. Victor Blades says, clipped to the right, my quiet carry the 9. It's just a little fruit fly driving me nuts. And I missed it. In my left pocket. Sorry, I'm not losing my mind, people. My case, quiet carry the 9 in my left pocket in a leather slip. My case chestnut jig bone rail splitter. Okay, we saw that before, and I don't remember what a rail splitter is. You're going to have to remind me. Alex Doss, nice to have you here, Alex. My favorite daily carry has always been a Spartan by Cold Steel. That's such a great knife. I've been carrying the Frenzy now for a few months, but I think it's time for something new. Definitely thinking the large Espada. The large Espada is awesome. The XL Espada is awesome, a little unrealistic for daily carry, but the G10 large Espada is so easy to carry. You will like it. Any normal man's pocket, jeans, khakis, whatever, fits great. Angry Tom's Hat Next Door. Good to see you, sir. Hello, everybody. Been late, better late than never. Yep, we're running up to about 7 minutes. Bob, I sent you pics. What happened to your IG? Just haven't gotten it back yet, and I got to start a new one now. Those SOBs, or S's OB. Pete Davidson says, I carried a G10 Espada for weeks. The blade became heavily pitted on the closing. And on closing one time, the blade shifted and sliced into the handle. It now sits in the Cold Steel display shelf, not a user. Huh. Wow. I'm surprised by that, because when I got it, it was a pretty big carry for me. Yeah. But I think I know why it pitted, because my Spartan did. The old blasted ones pit for sure. So you just have to sand it, and then it looks cool and it won't pit. Victor Blade says, love Jane's Addiction, Bob. Alice in Chains is my kindred band. Dave Navarro is actually suing Perry Farrell for the fight they had on stage. Damn, cocaine is a hell of a drug. Yeah, I hate hearing all that. I've actually tried to avoid. I don't want their older selves, their older pathetic selves, to sully my view of them, because I don't need to hear about that. Sometimes rock bands kind of go on too long for their own good, and stuff like that happens. Terminator Joe says, just got home, feed the cats. Gotta feed the cats. They'll make your life hell if you don't. And then they'll eat your face while you sleep. 1931 Leatherwork says, LOL, he's going to forget he had the EAB clip point in hand by the time he reads that comment. Sam Atwood says, today's carry, Spidey Catcherman. Oh, that's a cool one. That's a cool one. That sort of upswept. Well, it's a folding fillet, basically, in LC200N, and the Thai mini breacher bar, and a Swiss Army knife compact. I love the compact. That is my most carried Swiss Army knife. I love that. And what really won me over is the little screwdriver for your glasses. Have a Knife Day says, I have 3 knives out to get upgraded leather sheaths. The problems that I have had, the problem that I've had lately are makers that make great knives, but their leather sheaths are lacking, missing a belt loop, or they ride funny, I guess. Leo's rock, says Strings, indeed. And in your case, literally. Terminator Joe says, I love my Talwar. Glad they brought it back. So am I. Heard they're bringing back the Colossus. Hopefully it comes out around November. Yeah, I heard that here last week. I hope they are coming out with it. Whoa, wait, Mrs. DeMarco was a rollerblader? Yeah, no, not a rollerblader. She was in roller derby. Like with the puffy day glow leggings, 80s dream girl. No, roller derby. So kind of a sport with a bunch of girls, or I guess guys play it too. But it's played on a flat track. They also have a league with banked track. Jared Franklin, good to have you here, Jared. Greetings, Jared Franklin of Gunfighter Customs. Greetings, Bob. Thank you for the awesome review of it. Oh, my pleasure, man. It was great. I love that thing. And then there's another one that I really love if I had Instagram, I'd be able to identify. But there's another one in your roster that I really love that I want to get. The one that has the sub hilt, but in reverse grip. So the sub hilt is actually down by the pommel. That one is so cool. Ghostkeeper says, carrying the Remet Two-Face and a KB stroller coming TM in watermelon fat carbon. What? Coming? What's a TM? TM. In watermelon fat carbon. That sounds cool. Is it a KB TM? I don't know. Oh, tomorrow. Coming tomorrow. Thanks. Thanks, Jim. Leon Notoyer. Yeah, we're 2 minutes away. I'm getting a little slap happy. Leon Notoyer. Always nice to have Leon with us. Hi, everyone, he says. Doug says, Bob, any idea if the Partisan will ever come out? It is out again, actually. I really like how it resembles the Forest Bowie. I'm so sorry. My nose is so itchy right now. They came out with it again. Doug, let me pull it back out. Where did I put it? They came back out with it, but now it's got, I believe, green micarta handles. The Partisan. If it's not out yet, it'll be out soon. I remember seeing that recently. G. Clem says, today's carry, the Spyderco Native 5 AWT, so that's Advanced Weapons Technology, those aluminum scales, swapped in TKell Night Guard 2.0. What a great knife. G. Clem, good to have you here. Thanks for commenting. Edgy American says, roller derby, even cooler. Yeah, the missus is pretty cool. She's a fine lady. I met her, actually, in a Filipino knife fighting class, at Jeet Kune Do school. So it was an auspicious start, and she fully supports my knife habit. Pete Davidson says, roller derby is hardcore. You go, Mrs. D. Yeah. She hasn't done it in a long time, but she still every year takes 2 weeks and teaches at my daughter's school, teaches them how to roller skate in their gym class. Sam Atwood says, all that talk of a spot, and it's 5 minutes before the end, and I realize I've been sitting next to my 5-inch this whole time. Oh, sweet. I love them all. I'm not sure exactly which one, but I love them all. Scott says, big thanks to Bob and Jim. Take care out there, friends. See you next week. Scott, have a good one, man. It's great to have you. Thanks for another great Thursday Night Knives, says Adrian 35. Adrian Fighter 35, Bob and Jim. We enjoy every show. Well, thank you, Adrian and Mrs. Fighter. Have an awesome night and a great weekend. He says, good night, y'all, and fellow junkies. Edgy American says, Bob married way up. No offense, Bob. I have no doubt in my mind I did. I did indeed. Craig Vincent says, Bob, you must be a fan of the 1972 film Kansas City Bomber with Raquel Welch. I do remember that. I was it 15 times between the ages of 10 and 14. Nice. Northern Knives says, while I was just down in North Carolina, visited a friend who used to be a roller girl. One time my wife asked me if I thought any of our friends could kick my ass. She was the only one I was worried about. That's funny. That is funny. I'm going to tell all these to my wife. Todd Carr says, have a great night, everyone, and keep making sharp things fun and enjoyable. Thank you, Todd. You too. Byron, Split and Slices. Thanks, Bob. Jim and Junkies. Thanks, OG Dave. Edgy Blade Works, 1931. Mike of Northern Knives, and buy all. Well, he's commenting on all the people who have given us stuff to give away to you. And I agree. Thank you to all those guys. Have a knife night. Have a knife day. Always awesome to have you. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Can't wait to see you next week right here on Thursday Night Knives. Be sure to check out a Very Good Knife Company interview with Jacob is Sweet coming up on Sunday, episode 614. All right, for Jim working his magic behind the switcher, I'm Bob DeMarco saying, until next time, folding is my cardio, and don't take dull for an answer.